You know, in all my time loving and playing Pokemon, I've never gotten around to doing a Nuzlocke. Probably because I always thought to myself that my little heart just couldn't take that kind of thing. But I've grown older now. I'm a man. I've gone through some real pain and hardship. I can take it. I mean, really, how bad could it be? Alright, since I'm basically the worst human / let's player on the earth, I am recording this after the fact, basically just reacting to whatever I decided to capture one random night, probably around 1 a.m. Who knows what I was thinking. I'd got myself a randomizer, gosh, right after Kamehacon times, 2019, and decided that it'd be fun. I actually thought that'd be fun, even though, you know, for the past 15 years, I've said to myself I could never stomach a Nuzlocke, just because I would never be able to get rid of Pokemon. In fact, I don't even know if I will be able to do it to this day. We'll have to see as things go through. So I was just walking around, checking out. Obviously, I couldn't leave it at just randomizing the ROM. I had to go and edit the towns in the map editor and all that crap, because, you know, leaving well enough alone just ain't my style. So I decided to give a little look around at all the crap that I tried to do to edit Petalburg, make it a little more pedally. I don't think it really worked. I mean, I guess in some ways it did, but as usual, I went too far. Alright, so I decided to check out to see what Wally was going to get for his random encounter. Needless to say, I was kind of pissed. Because actually what I got for my starter choice when I started playing this, I think it was a Mareep. Which is not bad by any means. But it's no Blaziken, that's for sure. Which is kind of ironic because, like, you know, isn't the whole point of a randomizer to get something other than what the standard option would be? And here I am pining after this Blaziken that I would never be able to catch. I mean, heck, I'd even take a nose pass. And it just figures that he'd end up with a freaking Blaziken, basically meaning that the next time I run into him and he wants to fight, I don't even know if I'll stand any kind of chance. I don't even know if I'll get that far in this playthrough. Who knows? I did it! It's my Pokemon! Marcia, thank you! Let's go back to the gym! Don't ask why I named it Marcia. Completely on the spot. Zip, Sam, Zoom, get through all this text. My mom's waiting for me. Gotta go. Bye, Marcia. No. Marcia, if you want to become a strong trainer, here's my advice. Head for Rustboro City beyond this gym. There you should challenge the gym leader, Roxanne. After her, go on to the other badges and collect those too. One day, we'll have a battle after you become very strong. Honestly, I always found Norman to be kind of a challenge. I don't think it was because of the, I don't know if it was even because of the trainers using, like, the special items, the battle items, which I never, ever use. I mean, seriously, screw battle items. I can't think of one time that I've actually used a battle item. I think I've only ever sold them for the cash money. Which is fine. Oh, hey, so here's another thing where I fucked up the map. I wanted to, get rid of basically any boundary that the game set for me. Because I can, and because I'm just an awful person like that. So I figured it was about time to go for my next encounter before I'd gotten a Mareep and something else. I don't know, I guess we'll see. And of course it was a Swinub. So that's basically useless, at least for me. I can't think of a time I ever used a Swinub or any of the Swinub line in any kind of run through of anything. But I mean, I suppose that's the point of a Nuzlocke, right? But am I really going to stick to that? Probably not. So I don't know if I catch it or kill it. We'll find out. That looks like I'm going for the catch. One ball. There we go. Easy. Easy stuff. No problem. So one reason I know why people usually do a Nuzlocke of, like, Emerald instead of, like, Fire Red or Leaf Green, even though I think I kind of like those games better, is because the whole regional dex thing, and you'd have to cheat to get past that so you could properly evolve things along the way. And I think this game doesn't have any kind of restrictions like that. But anyway, I named it Oof because obviously, you know, my second actual wild encounter would be a Swinub. Of course, I go in here and try to get that for my encounter, and it's just Voltorb, and I can't escape. So I'm basically depressed at this point, realizing that this was all a mistake, and so I decide to break the rules already. Yep, third encounter, breaking the rules, and I go for my second one on this, because I got like 10 Voltorbs in a row or some crap like that, and it's a Dugong, and I was like, okay, you know what, my Nuzlocke, my rules. I know it's not at all how it works, but screw it, why not? Let's try to get this Dugong. I mean, I'm just playing this for fun anyway. I'm probably maybe I'm recording it just for the hell of it to see if I can put out one stupid little video about it, you know, but we're just gonna go for this. Let's see what could go wrong. It's freaking Dugong, you know, it's the weak sauce. Well, it turns out it's not weak sauce. It's not weak sauce at all. And I realized I don't have any healing items. I maybe have a couple potions, and that's it. I have like 5 Pokeballs, and that's it. So I'm just basically screwed here. And I'm like, you know what? Got 3 Pokemon to work with. Alright. My second, my first actual wild encounter was the Chinchou. So I was like, okay, you know, let's see what he can do. I don't know. He might have Thunder Wave or some crap like that. So, we paralyze him. That's a good first step. Okay, good. Good stuff. We're gonna go from there. He Roar Beams me. Not very effective. I'm like, alright, we got something here. Maybe we can kind of speed things up, throw out a couple bubbles at him, get him down in the yellow, start throwing Pokeballs, you know, just for the hell of it, see how it goes. He probably can't do anything serious to me. It's not even effective, so whatever. It's gonna be fine. So I decided to start throwing out Pokeballs, just on the off chance that it was gonna work. I just quickly realized that that's probably not gonna work. So I have to keep throwing bubbles at him. Still, everything seems fine. Let's chill. We're good. Then I realize he has Headbutt. And gets the critical off. And then I realize that all of my plans have fallen apart in just one move. But that's typical, right? You know, that's just the kind of way it goes when you're trying to play for keeps. You know, when your actual Pokemon's life is on the line. And then you realize that you've been saying it's all going to be fine. But you're not fine. You just don't want to talk about it because they might not understand anyway. Oh, I'm so sorry, Oof. It's not like I exactly tried to keep you alive. I was just going to replace you with this guy anyway, for an Ice type. But then I realized that I was at this point where I wasn't sure if I could even get this Ice type. And I thought to myself, great, there goes my starter. It's all over now. I'm not going to get this thing. I'm not. And then I threw in more Pokeball and it was caught. So I got my Dugong. What did it cost? Everything. The answer was everything. So I decided to start to reflect on my actions. Realized that breaking the rules of the Nuzlocke meant that I not only played the game, but I played myself. I didn't learn, I didn't grow, I didn't achieve anything. So, in the spirit of the lesson that I'd learned from catching this Dugong, I decided to name him the appropriate word, everything. To remind me of the cost that I'd paid to collect him. You know, funny enough, according to the Nuzlocke rules, I should just be putting him in the PC. Because I forfeited that Voltorb. But, I'm kind of a glutton for punishment, and I want to remember my failures. Grab ourselves some berries. Sure, those will be useful. You know, the berries that I didn't have before to heal my Pokemon and save my poor Reap. My poor Swinub. So as you can see, I hacked the game. But I did it wrong, so I just decided to actually walk all the way through the forest without recording it. And jump on the other side. So since this is technically still Route whatever, it's like the equivalent of Route 4, according to the way the map editor is set up, and the way that it obviously would display it in the game, I don't have another encounter here, because that encounter was Swinub. So I just decided to start collecting items. Trying to see if, you know, if anything interesting can come out of that, because it was all, pretty much everything I randomized when I did this. Also, fun drinking game. Count how many times my voice cracks. Take a drink. Every single time. See if you can get through sober. I bet you can't. I've always been a fan of grinding. really any chance you can get. It's fun. And I find out that in these randomized Nuzlocke situations, that the grinding is infinitely more fun because one, there's high stakes, and two, it could be pretty much any Pokemon. So it's unpredictable, and it makes it tons of fun. And I'll tell you what, it was funny timing deciding to try out Nuzlocke at this point in life because we're in the kind of 2/3 second quarter mark of 2019 where there's not much news coming out for Sword and Shield yet, but we know it's coming down the line, and we just came off of the end of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where there was no grinding to be found besides catching Pokemon over and over and over again, which is incredibly boring if you ask me, and I hate it very much. And I hate that the hitboxes don't match distances and blah blah blah, though I'll tell you what, way better than Pokemon Go on that regard. But anyway, finding myself longing for some real, actual, awesome, fun grinding and high-stakes battles, which were also kind of lacking in Let's Go, other than, I don't know, like the coach trainers and maybe the gym leaders, if you limited yourself a little bit. Or maybe like just deciding to do consecutive battles without healing just to add some kind of challenge. Basically, the game's just not hard unless you make it hard. So, finding Nuzlocke at this time in life was kind of fun. Because I got to kind of do that charming, cinematic, sentimental side of Let's Go, and then also the challenging, high-stakes randomness, keeping things interesting while still getting to do that grinding that I love so much from Pokemon on the Nuzlocke randomizer side of things. It's like this perfect little melting pot of all that Pokemon has to offer, and it's lovely and fun, and 2019 feels like a good time to play Pokemon right now, so I'm into it. I decided to catch myself this Mudkip just because I cannot resist Mudkip. I liked Mudkips before it was a meme, and I will continue to like Mudkips long, long after the meme has been forgotten in the annals of Know Your Meme. And it was an easy catch, and for now, that's where I'm going to leave it off, because honestly, I already kind of learned my lesson. I'm not doing this again. There's no way. There's no freaking way. I already lost 2 Pokemon. I broke the rules. I'm not doing a Nuzlocke. It's a sham. If I continue, I'm a sham. I'm a fraud. I'm a loser. But then again, that's not anything new, is it? I find myself often in life trying to cheat my way through, even though I feel like I'm a man of dignity, virtue, and moral. I find myself taking every shortcut I can get, being lazy when I shouldn't, being efficient when I should be relaxing. And it all comes back to, not only played the game, I played myself. I didn't grow. I didn't learn. But I had some fun. Son of a bitch, why did I do this?